out strategically. I went through and kind of processed all the things that I feel like are going to benefit you most on how you can plan and have a strategic plan to go diamond this month. So just by a show of ones in the comments, I want to know whose plan is it to go diamond this month. I know we have a lot of extra people that are not diamond on here, but if you are going diamond this month and your heart is set on it this month, I want you to drop a 1 in the comments so that I can see who wants to go diamond. Okay, we've got lots of people on here. Okay, so some of you on here are rubies, some of you on here are emeralds, okay? So you have promoted in this business at least once, if not twice, and now you are going to promote well, actually you went executive. So you promoted at least two or three times, and now you're about to promote for a 4th time. And so this Zoom is going to prepare you for that. You're gonna learn everything you need to know on how to promote, how to lead your team, how to show up, how to chart, how to do all the things. And we've divided it up between all of our leaders. So we have Katie on here, Danny, Kayla, Ashton, Kate, and I all sharing tips with you. So get out a notepad, have something to write notes on, and make sure that your cameras are on, your phones are off, you're paying attention, you're being attentive, because there's gonna be a lot of good information here for you. And also guys, I'm going diamond with you. Okay, I made a decision June 1st. I'm skipping Ruby, I'm skipping Emerald, and I'm going Diamond 2.0 this month. And that, like, the coolest thing about that is that I get to do it with all of you. And what a better month to do it than the month that so many people are ready to go Diamond. A lot of you have been ready for a while, but a lot of you are just about to push through, even though you're like, how in the flip am I going Diamond this month? I don't know. I'm in your boat because I have to somehow pull 7,500 in volume out of my butt. So we're gonna figure it out. We're gonna do it. I made a decision and we're doing it, and so I think it's so fun that I get to do it with you. And so if I'm doing it and I'm about to hustle my butt off and I'm deciding to make this promotion happen, you best not leave me behind. We're doing it together, okay? We're gonna cross the finish line and pop all these diamonds, and I'm gonna be right there with you. So we are going to kick this Zoom off with Katie. Katie is the newest triple diamond on our team, and she's going to share with you how to kick off the month. So step 1, kick off the month strong. We're 72 hours into this month. You have literally the rest of the month, but it is important that you know how to kick off a month strong, not only for yourself and your own promotion, but for your entire team to set yourself up for success. So Katie, take it away, friend. Let me unmute you, actually. Okay.
Hi, guys. Okay, so I just finished my beginning of the month stuff. So I have my big presidential diamond charts on my wall. I have my little thermometer here from new enrollments. We need 50K, so we're starting there. I have my devotional. I have all my books I'm going to read this month, and then I'm going to recommend this to everybody, okay? I printed this out, and I'll post this in Boss Tribe if it's not posted. This is what Court made, Shay. And I do this every single day, and I laminated it, and I literally just dry erase it, okay? It's a 6 list, but it's everything on one piece of paper because I'm so visual, okay? So that's what I have first. If you don't have your charts out, if you don't have the numbers that you need, you don't know where you're going, so how are you supposed to promote? You can't say, oh yeah, diamond needs 8,000 GV, and I think I have, well, I might have maybe 3,000, but like, I'm not really sure. You don't really know how much you need. It's really hard to go for a goal that's not even set yet. So have your charts out and also do coaching calls. So if you are getting ready to go diamond, you have people under you who are gonna need some kind of coaching. If you've never done coaching calls before, literally what I start out with is I ask them how they feel. Okay, if you go into asking a newbie how they feel, they can just literally tell you all the things. And you just sit there and smile and listen and say, all right, girl, here's a ruby chart. You're not charted yet, but we're getting 3 DTs. Or if they're an emerald, say, I know 5,000 looks like a lot, but we're going to break it up into days. And that's kind of where I go, is I just tell them how many DTs they need, how much volume they need per day. And I start out with, how do you feel? How many DTs? And what GV you need? And then we just talk about their life. And then they're so excited, okay? So that's my charts and coaching calls. My coaching calls I do through Calendly, or if I know that they're always available, I just FaceTime them when I have time. So it just depends. And then I tell my entire team what we're going for as a whole. It really helps when everyone knows the end game. because then everyone's pushing with you. And those yellows, if you have yellows on your team, we just did a training with Kate over the colors. If you've got a yellow, if you tell them everyone's doing it as a whole and it's going to help everyone plus them, they'll push harder. Okay. So if you'll tell everybody, everybody will push with you. But if you don't claim it, nobody knows where we're going and they're just, going about in thin air. There's nowhere to go. And then a self-development plan. So if you don't have a self-development plan, if you're going for a leadership role, every single new level is going to have a new devil. So if you haven't really hit those doubt moments yet in your brain where you're just like, I don't know if I can do this, you start to like kind of doubt yourself and stuff. I have this self-development book. It's kind of like Shay's 100 Days to Brave that she does on her journaling Zoom. But I got it at HEB. It was $15 and it's just devotional for every single day of the week. And it gives me scripture to read with it. And so I really suggest that you have some kind of set self-development. If you're not like a big book reader yet, you will be one day, just trust me, you'll get there. But have a devotional or something set for you. And then if I have a leader in that emerging spot where it's an emerald or so, I give them a plan of what they should be doing for self-development. So this is a must. And I ask them every single week after this, after I kind of give them a plan. I give them a podcast to follow, a book to read, or a self-development book to buy. It is called 100 Days of Bible Promises. There's a bunch of like the 100 days of something. But anyways, and then lastly, all of you guys have heard me say this. If you watch any of my lives in Boss Tribe, I'm going to tell you to pray out loud over your entire chart. And when I say your entire chart, I mean every single box. And if you're going diamond, you only have 16. So it won't take you that long, I promise. But I want you to know what these people are going for, know what their dreams are, and figure out how they can get to that goal the quickest. And pray over that and pray for wisdom and pray for courage. And then just pray that you have the grit to get through the month. So that's my beginning of the month.
I love it. Because guys, the reason I had her do this first and say this first is because if you fail to plan, you fail to promote. If you don't have a strategy, if you don't have a plan, it's like getting in your car and saying, I'm going to go across the country, but you could just get in your car and you just sit there because you don't ever put in the maps and you have not a single clue how to drive across the country because you didn't have a plan. So if you plan to promote, if you plan, what did I just say? If you plan to fail. Oh wait, if you don't plan to promote, you plan to fail. Golly, that's hard. But Cami says it literally every single Zoom. And so if you don't have that chart out, if you don't have that chart out for your team, if you don't have that tracker, if you don't have any of those things out, you're just literally like, woohoo, I'm going to go diamond. Don't know where that 8,000 GB is going to come from, but I'm going diamond though. Like, that is why people don't promote, is because they don't have a plan. And I went live about it today and I literally titled it and I have it on a sticky note already on my computer because it shook me that much. One of the girls posted in our ambassador chat today and she said, if it's not important to you on June 3rd, don't get desperate on the 30th. So if you don't have a plan and it's not important to you now, don't come on the 30th and be like, oh my God, I didn't promote to diamond. I'm so upset because you didn't have a plan in the first place. So you already planned to fail from the beginning. So love that so much. Thank you, Katie. Can't wait to watch you go presidential. Okay, we're going to hear from Danny now. Y'all, look how many people are on this Zoom. I am so hyped. So many people are ready to go diamond. Okay, Danny, I'm going to unmute her now. So Danny's going to be talking to y'all about leading by example. So the number one thing that I heard on one of Jade's Zooms the other day was she said, you may not be a diamond yet, but how you go diamond is you act like you're a diamond before you're a diamond. So if you want diamond, you act like one now. How are you setting yourself up? How are you leading by example? How are you representing yourself to your team? Are you acting as if you're a diamond, or are you acting like you're an executive trying to go diamond? You have to represent yourself as if you are already diamond, speaking it out, praying out loud, like Katie said, writing it on sticky notes everywhere. I mean, y'all, I went back to my apartment the other day to move out of my apartment, and Erin came with me to help me pack up some last minute stuff so that I could get it out. And I legit had sticky notes on my toilet, on my window, on my door, on my bathroom door, on my front door, on the door going into my apartment that said Ambassador Diamond, March 2020. Now, obviously I missed it, but it was everywhere. And I walked into my house and already had tears in my eyes because I left that house as a presidential, moved into this home, went back to move out of it, and I had those goals everywhere. And so I love that, leading by example. So Danny, you should be unmuted, and I want you to take it away.
So, hello, I'm Danny. I'm a double diamond if you don't know who I am. And like, once you have a game plan, that's the first step, obviously. But after you have your game plan, you have to make sure that you don't just like say like, hey, I'm going diamond, and then you peace out, because that's not how you go diamond. So first, initially, you're going to want to post about like your goal and shout it out there. So one, that people on your social medias know that you're going diamond, and two, your team knows that you're going diamond, because your team is going to rally behind you, but not if you just like peace out and stuff. So you want to like continue. You can't just like say you're going diamond and then literally just do nothing after that. You have to put the action behind it, and then like show up in every single way that you can. So you are a leader at this point, and you should be getting on the trainings. We have like so many. I know that it's like kind of crazy with the schedule because there's so many new leaders like starting their own trainings and stuff, but like show up in any way that you can, because your team, even if you have like, if you're literally just a Ruby and you have 3 people on your team and that's it, you're still a leader. Like, you have to lead by example and show them that like you're going for this goal, and you can kind of only like expect your team to do like 50% of like what you're doing. So you can be doing all the things, but like if you're giving 50%, expect your team to give like 25 or like less, because you're always going to be the front runner. You are the captain of your ship. It's your promotion, and like your E-suite is saying diamond at the end of the month, not your teams. Yes, they are promoting and stuff too, but you have to show up, like Cheyenne said, as a diamond before you even get there, because your team's going to start to respect you, because you are literally like showing up as what you're about to accomplish ahead of time. And ultimately, like I said, it's your promotion, and you're the one making the full-time income at the end of the month. And then putting action behind it. I know Kayla is going to talk about like the actual like loyal customers and distributors part, but I just wanted to read something from the book that I've been reading. It's called The Power of Your Leadership. And this part, I was like, okay, like, wow. And it says, what is the number one catalyst for change? It's action. Understanding may be able to change minds, but action changes lives. If you take action, it will change your life, and that change will begin changing others. So it starts with you. Like, I have that literally at the bottom in capitals. Like, it starts with you. You leading from the front is going to start inspiring like your team to get like fired up. Like, they're gonna be like, oh my God, like, my leader's going diamond. Like, I'm going ruby, I'm going emerald, I'm a 400 box. Like, it doesn't matter. They're just going to start feeding off your fire. The book is called The Power of Your Leadership by John Maxwell. And it's like super small and super easy to read. It was like $10. So everyone go get it. And that's going to start to inspire your team and fire them up. And they're going to start cheering you on and like rallying behind you. But it starts with you. It's your promotion, and you cannot just like say like, hey team, we're going diamonds, and then expect them to bring in the customers and bring in the distributors for it. So just whatever you do, shout it out and honor yourself and like and your self-integrity, and do the things, because your team is going to gain so much respect for you whenever you say you're going for a goal and they see you show up every single day for that goal, like the whole month, and then you accomplish it. So that's all I really have for that.
Those tips were so good. And yes, the self-integrity part, the biggest thing I took from one of Pam's Zooms that I quote all the time is like, if you don't have integrity within yourself, you cannot have integrity in anything else. And so if you shout out this promotion and yet you don't meet up to your own expectations of yourself, then everything else will follow through and it will just crumble, because you have no self-integrity about that. There was something else I was going to say too, and I completely blanked, so maybe I'll think of it later. But yes, so having that self-integrity, making sure that you're putting the action behind the things that you're saying. And like, guys, oh, I know what I was going to say. So on the paper that you're taking notes on, we're talking about leading by example. So I want you to write down, what example do you feel like you've been setting? Do you feel like you've been setting your team up for success? Do you feel like you've been doing all the things that you're supposed to do? Like, this is a place for you to be vulnerable with yourself and open with yourself. Do you feel like you have been leading as if you are going diamond? And it's a hard pill to swallow sometimes, but I'd rather you address it now on June 3rd than wait until the very end of the month and be like, shoot, I did not lead as a diamond this month. So I want you to write, what example have you been setting for your team? Have you been setting that strong example, or have you been setting an example of posting once a week or posting on your story twice a day or twice a week and not setting that example as a diamond? So I really want you to think about that. So we're going to have Kayla share not only about setting or leading by that example, but putting the numbers in the system. So if you know Kayla, you know that every single time she's promoted, she has mass enrolled customers. She shows up in every single way that she can, because how do you think it makes your team feel if you're like, okay guys, everybody needs to start enrolling, like you've got to promote, you've got a lot of stuff to do, and like they never see you enroll. Like your boom chat is dead silent on your enrollments. It doesn't look good to your team when you're not the first one leading from the front. And so like when I have people in my own team chat that are out enrolling me, oh my gosh, it fires me up. When I see Cheyenne and Kayla in there with all those distributors, I'm like, shoot, I got to get with it. So that is the kind of, encouragement you want. So Kayla, take it away, friend.
All right, I just want to start with one thing. If you do not think you're a mass enroller, that changes right now. Right this second, you are a mass enroller. You better wake up every freaking day and tell yourself you are a mass enroller. And that is because, I'm sorry, I'm going to get loud because Kayla's a little red this month. We're going prez. We're doing it. So, but you have to believe it wholeheartedly. And I'm going to kind of give y'all some numbers of like whenever I was actually going ruby and then emerald and then diamond, whenever it was those ranks. And then I'll kind of go on to like double and triple. Then I'll kind of get into like some kind of sad stuff because I stopped working at one point. So whenever I joined the business, I joined at the end of July, right? One thing, this all comes with consistency, y'all, and I'll kind of get into that. But I enrolled 8 customers by the end of like July through that last week, right? August, the next month or whatever, I went to Ruby that month. I enrolled 24. You always want to try to beat that number you enrolled the next month. Next month, September, I enrolled 32. And the reason I literally have my stuff written down, and that's the reason I know this, because I write down everything. I enrolled 32 customers. When I went diamond, I enrolled 47. When I went double, I enrolled 80 something. When I went triple, I enrolled almost 90 customers, y'all. Do the dang thing. Like she said, like I've always like led from the front, and especially when I'm promoting, if I'm not enrolling, my team's not enrolling. And that kind of goes into like whenever I went triple, yes, I enrolled 90 customers that month, but did I maintain the next month? No, I didn't. And that's because I stopped. So I encourage you to never stop. If you get complacent for 1 second with where you are in this business, your business will go downhill. And if you think that your team is going to get you to the next promotion, you got something coming to you real fast, because I got complacent with where I was. I was like, yay, I went triple. It was so cool. VIP, so nice. Saw a $9,000 paycheck. Like, what? Excuse me. And then I stopped. And guess what? My paycheck went down. Paycheck went down. Paycheck kept going down for the rest of 2019. My last paycheck of 2019 was like $1,500, if that would put you something in perspective. I never thought it would go down like that. But guess what? I got my crap together. I changed my mindset. And I kind of want to talk about mindset too, because I feel like I've been talking about it all day, and to my team and everything. Mindset's everything, y'all. If your mind's not right, you're not doing any justice for your team, period. You can put on a face as much as you want as a leader, but you have to take your own advice when you're pouring into your team at the end of the day. And that comes with being consistent and showing up and putting your efforts into like posting on social media, putting the host to post up, getting the numbers in. Make goals for yourself. This is where my red comes out, because I have a super competitive like mind, because I was like an athlete my whole life or whatever. I guess that's why. But I make small goals for myself. I always like right now, okay, write down on a piece of paper how many customers that you want to enroll this month. How many? Or put it in the chat. How many customers you want to enroll this month? Anybody? All right. Okay, 50, 40, whatever, 30. I want y'all to beat that number. Beat it. Beat that number. Why not? Why not be a mass enroller? How many distributors do you want to enroll this month? Put in the chat. Guess what? beat that number. And what you're gonna do, I keep track of all my customers and all the distributors. I enroll each month on a piece of paper. Write down that number it. Go ahead and on a piece of paper, whenever you get off this Zoom, put loyal customers at the top and distributors at the top for June. Number it down to whatever number you put. And if you put your mind to it, you'll be messaging me at the end of the month and being like, hey Kayla, I beat that number. Are you proud of me? And I'll be like, hell yes, I'm proud of you. Okay? Beat your numbers. And that just kind of goes back to your team. If y'all are hype, y'all, if you have the right mindset, if you're positive, if you're pouring into your team, if you're showing up for them, if you're doing all the things, you're doing your 6 list, I'm getting red. If you're doing all the things, y'all, your team's going to do the same because they're going to feed off your energy. But when you hit your goal, you cannot stop. Okay? I wrote down notes and I don't even think I looked at it. But yeah, I kind of said anything. Consistency, always be enrolling mindset, make small goals for yourself. Make sure you're doing your 6 list consistently. That's kind of like what I liked that chart that Katie showed, and I hope, will you post that in the chat later? Because I think that'll help me because I'm very written down everywhere too. But make goals for yourself, small goals, weekly goals, daily goals for yourself. If you don't hit it that day, if you don't hit it that week, add it to the next week. You're going to accomplish things. But that's one more thing. Don't compare yourself to your team. If somebody on your team is literally on fire, it should push you, kind of like what Shay said. It should want you to match their efforts. Okay? So be that person for your team. Be that leader. It all starts with you at the end of the day. That's kind of all I got.
Amen. Guys, listen, okay? I just want you to understand the importance of what it means to lead from the front. Not only does it mean lead from the front by example, by what you're saying, what you're speaking, how you're loving on your team, how you're recognizing, encouraging, the way that you're posting, the way that you, like, all of that is so important. But you have to understand too that when you do those things and you lead from the front and you do all of those aspects, the enrolling just comes. Okay, I have so many people on our team that message me and they're like, how do you get all these enrollments? Number one, obviously I've been consistent for a long time, but number two, it's because I do all the things all the time, all the things all the time. TikTok, posting on my story, posting on Facebook, posting on Instagram, doing host to post all day long every day. Like, if I didn't enroll, it would be concerning because I do all the things. And so if you're not enrolling, you're either doing something wrong or your numbers are not as much as they should be. And when you're pushing for a promotion, there is no amount that's too much. If you're somebody that's settling and saying, okay, I got my 10 host to post up and it's 4 p.m., I did my thing. No, diamonds don't just stop at that. If you want to mass enroll and you got 10 host to post done by 5 p.m., great, babe. You got 7 more hours to go until it's probably time for you to go to bed. So that means why not do 10 more? You see what I'm saying? I want y'all to flip that mindset of saying, not only am I leading by example by what I'm doing, but that is going to in turn lead by example by my enrollments. And when you see your team doing it, if they're doing it, that means that you have the same exact capabilities if your new girls are out there crushing it. Am I right? Like, you have everything that they have. And so that is something I've always admired about Kayla, is it's no excuses. Every single day, for the whole beginning of all those months that she had all those enrollments, she couldn't be on her phone all day long. She worked a job, and then you know what she did? She drove right to class and had to teach dance. And then she was like, sorry, I'm not on Zoom, but she'd watch the recording and she would tell me the next day. Like, you have to understand that all these excuses that you have, it's the devil trying to keep you from where you're going. Diamond's not going to be easy, and it's not just going to flow, and it's not just going to be like, oh, whoops, I woke up and I'm diamond. You're going to hit that finish line and say, dang, that feels really freaking good. Because I made no excuses and I persevered through it all, and I led by example every single day to get to where I wanted to go. But I know Kayla has something else.
Oh, it was just kind of going along with that, like the no excuse mindset, everything. Y'all, I am one person that will strictly blame myself before anybody else. And if you for 1 second come to any of your top leaders or anything like that after maybe you don't promote or you don't like your check or anything like that, don't be that person. I'm telling you right now, don't be that person. Because guess whose fault, maybe not fault, it's maybe not the right word, but it's all up to you as high as your checks want to go. Like, that's all up to you. It's all up to you how you want to lead your team. It's all up to you what you do with your mind, how much work you put in each day. If you want your checks to go up, it's all up to you. At the end of the day, yes, you are going diamond, but guess how many people are promoting under you because you went diamond? You're helping so many people, and you have to remember that as well. Okay, that's it.
I love all of that so much. So I hope that y'all kind of got a perspective change of just like, if you're not the one that's mass enrolling, you're your only limitation. You're the only person holding you back from not enrolling 30 customers a month. Now, is that something I'm telling you to do every single month and mass enroll 90 customers? No, but is that what it's going to take to go diamond? Yes. You have to find a sustainable pace for you. Now, do I enroll 1,074,000,000 customers and distributors every month? No. But when I make a decision and I'm serious about it, like I already know right now, how many of you know right now that diamond's not going to be just a walk in the park? Can we like get it to you in the comments? Like you already know like what it's expected of you. You know, okay, Bailey, if I want to go diamond, I'm talking to myself. Yes, Bailey Taylor, you're going diamond, but I just used your name here. You know already, okay, if I want to go diamond, I'm gonna have to 10x my efforts. I'm gonna have to get up as many hosted posts as I can every day. I'm gonna have to make sure that even when I don't feel like it, I'm posting. I'm gonna have to make sure that even when I don't have a picture to post, I get my butt out of bed and I go put on some makeup and go take a picture in front of a wall, because I no longer am just a distributor. I'm no longer at that point where I can use those things as excuses, because that is not getting you any closer to diamond. So we're going to hear from Ashton now, and Ashton's going to talk to y'all about being connected with your team. So this goes along with, you just shouted out that goal. So how many of y'all have shouted out that you're promoting this month? I'm doing mine tomorrow. I am shouting out that I'm going Diamond 2.0. So that is just the first step. Okay, when you get charted for Ruby, that's just the first step. Okay, there's so much more that goes into that. And all of you on here promoted to Ruby. So you know that that's just one. That's like step one. Okay, cool, you got charted for Ruby, but now there's so much more. So now you have to think, okay, yes, you're shouting it out. And yes, you're texting your team. How many of y'all have done coaching calls for your team already? If you haven't, sis, let's go. That's what Katie was talking about. Like my coaching calls are pretty much done after tomorrow. And so when I do those, now it's my responsibility to make sure that I didn't just check in with them once. I'm staying connected with them. I am making sure that I'm encouraging them. I'm loving them. So Ashton's going to speak to y'all about that now.
Okay, guys. So I'm going to talk to y'all about staying connected with your team and how important it is. So the first thing that you're going to do, if you haven't already, so like on the first of the month, you're going to, one, ask your team where they want to be, what their goal is this month. So if you literally want to make a list and write every single person's name down and where they're going, because then you know that like, okay, this is what they have to do, and you know where their goal is, and you can coach them through that goal. Second, set up coaching calls with them and have their charts done. So you don't just need your chart, you need their charts too in front of you. So if you have a girl that's going, you're Ruby, and then there's an Emerald, and then there's all these other people too that are wanting to promote, you need to have their charts in front of you too, because it's not just about your chart whenever you're promoting, because you're going to need extra volume, but it's about your whole team, and you need to know where your whole team is going so that you're successful. So do coaching calls. If you don't do coaching calls the first few days of the month, FaceTime them. Y'all, I FaceTime my team every single day. They don't answer, I try again later, and if they don't answer, then I do it the next day, and I just keep going until they answer, because that's so important, because you never know what someone's headspace is, or what they're thinking, or what they're going through. Some people, they will block out stuff that they know they think that's going to help them because they're scared, but or they don't want to open up, but everyone goes through different struggles at different times and different things, and everyone has a different life. So you always want to make sure that you're being that person for your team to fall back on. I know I'm not saying like have them come back and be like, okay, all this negative stuff is going on, but also teach them how to change their mindset just like you're changing yours, and coaching them through the negative stuff to be more positive, thinking, okay, this happened, but like that is not the end of the world. Like there's this positive side to it too, and you need to look towards that positive side and just get through that. But I literally talk to my girls every single day. I'm literally FaceTiming them 24/7. If you're one of my girls, you know. So if you don't talk to your upline every day and you don't talk to your team every day, then that is step one. Like that is so important. I literally call Kayla every day, and I probably get on her nerves, and I call Alicia every day and she doesn't answer me, but I keep calling her until she answers anyways. And I call Shay, and Sometimes she'll call me back and sometimes she doesn't, but it's fine. And but I literally call them every single day, because if I have a problem or I have a question or a solution, like I'm very green. So like I want to know how to fix this problem if I don't, because I want to pass it down to my team. And literally I always call Kayla when she's in the bathroom every single time. But I want to be able to pass that down to my team and know the answers for it and answer it properly, like the correct way. So if it's something like, if you think, okay, I have this team and like I don't think that I can coach them because I don't know all the things yet, that's not the case, okay? You have an upline for a reason. They don't even know all the things. Shay is an ambassador. She doesn't even know all the things. She learns new things every single day. If you don't know something, then find the answer and then tell them the correct answer. Don't just guess, because then that gets so much confusion going on, and it's okay to not know something. It's okay to have to ask questions or to go research what the answer actually is. But telling someone like, I don't know, say like you think that this is the right answer to a question about a product, but you're like not sure, but you're just going to send it anyways. Like you always want to have the correct information whenever sharing it with your team. Also make sure that Zooms with your team is so important, y'all. My first team Zoom, I had 2 people on it. My team Zooms now have like 12, and I think that's so cool because I have 12 people and I had 2. So that is so important. And also rallying your troops whenever you're promoting, y'all. Yes, it's your promotion, and yes, you do all the things too, but if you don't have your team behind you, and like it doesn't matter how many people are working on your team. So when I went diamond, I had like 1 person working on my chart. You know what? I grabbed that girl's hand and I said, okay, let's go. We're going to go diamond. And y'all, she was a 400 box. Now she's on this Zoom going diamond this month, and I could not be more proud of her. But it really doesn't matter if you don't have your whole chart working, okay? If you want this promotion and you want to go diamond, you're going to get the diamond done, whether it's 1 person that's working on your chart or the whole chart working. Just stay close with those people who are really wanting to run with you and keep running. Don't stop. Elena, I just saw your comment in the chat. But that's pretty much all I got.
I love it so much, guys, because imagine, I know every single one of you on here, we've talked at some point, okay, whether I've congratulated you or been excited for you or done a coaching call or whatever. Imagine if I never talked to any of you. You would feel so disconnected, like you wouldn't have that person to go to. And so I want y'all to think about this for a second, okay? I can't really relate because this girl doesn't have an athletic bone in her body, and I was on C-team everything, but like I know this analogy is gonna be good because you're gonna relate to it. Imagine a coach, okay? So how many of you have ever had a coach in, you know, a sport, or I mean, literally anything? Think of that one person that is just like your coach, like your life coach, whether it's your mom. I mean, just think of somebody that's influential in your life, okay? They are not just somebody that does the plays. They are not just somebody that expects you to show up to practice. They are somebody that, how many of you had that teacher or that one person? I just want you to think of that one person where if you had a bad day, they would pull you to the side and say, hey, I know that you're not performing at your best. Like you're not acting like you normally do. And how many of you had those people that were like, hey, you know, you need to step it up. You're not playing the best that you should be playing. That is what you are. You are the coach for your team. You're the person that not only expects them to show up to practice, but when they don't, you ask them what's going on in your business. Why aren't you showing up to the Zoom? Why aren't you doing this? Like, what is it that I can help you with? What are you feeling, right? Be more like that coach that you look up to, that example that you had, that your favorite teacher, your mom, that person that's like not only just coaching you to success, but being there for every single bit of it. If you know somebody on your team isn't staying connected or they're not super plugged in, what does that mean to you? This is where you pull on your leader hat and you say, okay, they were showing up, now they're not. Now, this is not the point where I go to them and say, why aren't you working? Why aren't you showing up to Zooms? What's going on? Why are you ignoring me? This is where you say, hey, I've noticed that you've been kind of unplugged. How can I serve you? Like, how can I help you more? What is it that you're feeling overwhelmed with? And I always send this in a voice message. And then it's like their walls come down because they've been so overwhelmed that they've retracted themselves. Guys, think about a fire when you have all the coals in the fire pit and one falls out. They go from red hot coals to black coal all the way out here on the outer rim because they feel so disconnected from the fire that they're supposed to feel within. And sometimes they go off and they're not going to draw themselves back in. Sometimes you have to go pick up the coal and put it back in the fire. And that is what you do as a leader. That is what it means to be a diamond, is when you have people falling off in these positions that you know that they're supposed to be in. So think about it too, guys. I want you to imagine your house. I'm really big on analogies. I'm so visual. You're building this house, okay? You're almost a diamond leader, okay? That means that you are about to be a part of the top 1% of the entire company, and that should feel like an incredible honor to you. You're building this house, and what happens when you first put down a house? You have to have the foundation. You are the foundation. Without having a sturdy foundation, you start putting up the walls and enrolling distributors and trying to put the walls up and put the paint on the wall. The moment that you are not being that strong foundation, your walls fall, right? When you don't have that personal development, when you are in a negative mindset, when you're not enrolling, when you check in and you check in and check out, and you check in and you check out, that foundation is weak. So your house is going to crumble every single time you try to build that house up. And so as a diamond leader, you have to think you are the foundation of your team. You're the person they come to when there's a problem. You're the person they come to when they're hyped. You're the person they come to when a distributor is canceling and they feel like their wall's falling down and the world is ending. And you're the person they come to when they need help. You are their coach and the foundation. And if you are not together and have your life together, and I'm not saying be perfect, because y'all know that I'm not perfect. Heck, I don't respond to Ashton sometimes because I have so many FaceTimes coming and I can't keep up with it. But they know that I'm here for them. It's a difference. So please make sure that you're keeping that in mind, that if you're not strong and you're not steady and you're not that firm concrete foundation, that maybe your walls are falling because you're not firm and you're not that foundation right now. Okay, so we're going to hear from Kate. Y'all, Kate is our newest presidential diamond. She's going ambassador. I'm so freaking excited. And she is going to talk to you about personal development. So this is probably, if not one of the most important things that we're listening to tonight, because listen, every new promotion that you go to, every new distributor you get, every new level brings new devils, like Katie was telling y'all. Everything that you're pushing for, every promotion that you're rising up to, it gets harder and harder and harder and harder, okay? More of a blessing, but it gets harder on your mind. And so Kate's going to talk to y'all a little bit about that and more of like her journey and her story with y'all. So Kate, you should be good.
Hi guys, I'm super pumped, but kind of just exactly what she was saying. Leadership is not easy. Going to the next level, it's not easy. It's fun and it's amazing once you get there, but the ride, you guys, just like anything else in life, it's rough. And so if you're not on your A game, your team is not going to be on their A game. So it's super, super important to pour into yourself. And I just want to keep in mind, like, it can be exhausting too. So make sure, along with personal development, you're also doing something that you love to do, that brings you back to your happiness in your home, and something that kind of just takes away from it, because you have to do everything that makes you the best you. And that's part of that too. So what I do is I start and I end my day with personal development. Not a single day goes by that I won't do that. And I can be having the worst day ever. And those are two things I will always do. Even on my worst days, those are probably the two most important things I can do. But you have to do that, because every single day, you guys, we're talking to how many people a day. If you're going diamond, you have a lot of people under you looking up to you, and they're coming to you for guidance. So you have to constantly pour into yourself so that you can pour into them, because it's a lot of work. So when you're starting your day, filling your cup up, feeling great, you get that first FaceTime and maybe it's a problem and it's like, oh, no biggie. Hey, like, let's do this. You're go with the flow. You feel good because you just did something that made you feel really, really good. So you have to be doing that. Along with that, you guys, personal development can be anything too. Like, yes, you can listen to YouTube. You can listen to podcasts. You can do books. You can do daily devotionals. There's so many different things you can do. Don't tell me, oh, I hate reading, so I can't do personal development. You guys, I haven't read a book. Literally, I can say since high school, but I made my mom read all of my books for me in high school to me out loud. Like, I just don't like books. And guess what, you guys? I love personal development. Like, that is my thing now. So you can find something that's going to work for you. A huge, huge thing that I do every single day is I write down the blessings. I think this is something that has truly changed everything for me. When you write down the blessings, you're going to start to see more blessings in your day because you're going to be looking for them. You're going to be creating the blessings because you know at the end of the day, you're going to be sitting there writing down the blessings and you just know to find them. So that's something that I encourage each and every one of you to do. That's huge for me. Personal development also is about doing something for you, kind of just like I said. It's not just about listening to words. Yes, you can sit there and listen to a YouTube video all day, and that's great and fine and dandy. But you guys, you really, really have to take that time to get real and raw with yourself. Okay? That is so important. Don't just sit there and listen to YouTube. Write something down. Talk about your feelings. Maybe speak out loud about it. Just use something that's not just listening, because it's just going to go in one ear and out the other at some point. So I think that's super, super huge too. Be intentional with your time. At this time, I don't pick up my phone. I won't answer your calls. If it's first thing in the morning and you don't hear from me, it's probably because I'm still doing my personal development. Like Ella knows too, when we wake up, that's what we do. Like, she has her time and I have my time, and we make our coffee, and that's our thing. So make it something that's super, almost like emotional for you, something that makes it yours. I have it, my time. Sometimes I don't have time to do it first thing in the morning when I'm making my coffee, because maybe I have to shower. So I'll take the time in the shower to make that my time to work on myself and my mind. And that can just be talking out loud about things. And that's been helping with that a lot too. I just kind of want to tell you guys why I feel like I'm the person to talk about this too, is because I 125% would not be where I am. I would not be the person I am. I would not be a presidential diamond right now if it wasn't for personal development and if it wasn't for working on myself. You guys, I started this business when I was a mess. Like, I was a straight up mess, doing things I shouldn't have been doing. I was a young mom. I was a single mom. I was living in my parents' basement. I just was different. And I was, through this journey, I've been growing and doing all of these things. And if I wouldn't have taken the time to sit here and grow myself daily, I would never have overcome everything I overcame. You guys, what's changed for me is insane. My mental health is so, so much better. Yes, I still have my rough days, but I can get through those rough days because I know how, because I've done the things that I need to. My body's different. My relationships are different. You guys, I've been through some rocky relationships, and now I will never put myself in a situation that I don't need to be in again, because I know I don't deserve that. And I would have never had that when I've been personal development. And maybe it's not that deep. Maybe it's just something on the surface. Maybe it's not that deep for you, but it could be. And you don't know what you're going to have to be faced with in a year from now or in a month from now. You don't know. My paychecks, you guys, those grew when I was growing myself. Like, I'm not talking just, $100. I'm talking a total of $5,000 in growth in like 2 to 3 months when I really started pouring into myself. A lot of things can change for you guys. My confidence is insanely up. So just, a couple things I personally really love, if you guys want to listen to that, Girl Wash Your Face was great. Anything Rachel Hollis is going to just bring you up, and it's going to make you want to do personal development. Like, I don't know about you, but that girl, she gets me every time. 100 Days to Brave. If you just go on Amazon and you type in, like, maybe you want to do a journal, just type in journal personal development. A bunch of things come up. There's no excuses, you guys. Find something that works for you, and you're going to fall in love. Like, every single day, I love pouring into myself, and I encourage everybody else too. So, yeah.
I love you. I'm so freaking proud of y'all.
Love you.
Just cannot. Like, when Kate talked about she wanted to do personal development, I just sat there and kind of thought about it. The person you see right now is 180 degrees different person from when Kate's the OG of our team. She's been here the longest out of anybody, and I can tell you that she gets the most changed award, 110%. And I can tell you it's because she pours into herself every single day. The way that she handles situations, the way that she leads her team is completely different from then to now, because she had to grow. And some of you need to grow in order to be a diamond. The leader that you are now and the person that you are now is not who you need to be a diamond. And that does not come by you just saying, I'm just going to listen to this Girl Wash Your Face podcast and call it a day. No, be intentional with that time with yourself. Like every morning I do a journal Zoom with the whole company. We have 200 to 300 people on every single morning, and I journal with y'all. And obviously not everyone can be on them, but like I take time. Like this is my 3rd book that I have filled up writing. I just write every single day. I write about how I feel, what I'm struggling with, the things that I am not happy about, the things I want to change, the things about my team I want to grow, like all those things. I write about it. I share, I pray about it. I do all the things because that is how you're going to grow. And so if you want to be able to pour into your team and to become a diamond leader, you have to make sure that you are pouring from a full cup and not an empty one. Because I mean, me and Kate have conversations all the time. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed. Like there's so much stuff happening. And every new promotion, like when you're a diamond, you're part of the top 1% of the company. I'm going to say that again. Like there's a lot that's expected of you, and those expectations go from about here to about like way up here, because you have people that are like, hey, I need this. Hey, can you do this? Hey, I got this problem. Hey, I need this. Can you do this? Can you fix this? And you're like, oh my gosh. And it's great and it's a blessing, but it does come along with a lot of things. So guys, we want to add you to the diamond page. We want to add you to the diamond chat. We want to be able to give you that recognition that you deserve. And when you cross that finish line at the end of this month and you get added to all those things and you get to be a part of all of the incredible things you get to do as a diamond, every Wednesday we get to have Zooms with Cami. Amazing. Like you get your cup filled up every single week by corporate because you're a diamond leader. You get added to our top 1% page where we have leader Zooms. We have crazy things that we get to do. Like you get to be a part of so many things. And that's what it means when you take that jump from being a ruby and emerald leader to a diamond. Like how many of y'all want to feel that? You want to experience that? I remember the first time I got added to our top 1% page, I literally was untouchable. I was like, excuse me, I'm a diamond, sorry. I can't with you. Like I'm a diamond now, right? So I'm pretty cool. Like that's how you feel because you worked your ass off. Like when you go diamond, you didn't just like breeze into that promotion. That is when you fully made a decision to commit to this business. So I hope that this Zoom truly just helped open your eyes to help you realize the bits and pieces of the puzzle pieces that you're missing, whether it's personal development, whether it's those connections with your team. Maybe you did not game plan the beginning of this month and it's already the 3rd and you're like, shoot, okay, that was at me. Maybe you're not leading by example, not only by your actions, but by the numbers you're putting into the system. Because diamond, let me tell you, majority of you don't have a working team. And that's the last thing we're going to talk about. Majority of you have people on your team who have joined the witness protection program and they are nowhere to be found and they literally just walked off a cliff and you never saw them again. Listen, I talked about this on the Leader Zoom last night and I will talk about it again. I am thankful that you do not have your leaders yet. Let me just say that. I am thankful that you don't. I went diamond legit completely on my own. A lot of people on here went diamond legit completely on their own. Double Diamond was just crammed together with a bunch of customers that I enrolled and a couple of people that were enrolling, and that was how it happened. And so you have so much on the inside of you that just needs to be unleashed, and you just have to make that decision. I made this decision that I'm going Diamond 2.0. I don't know how I'm going to pull in that volume. I don't even know if any of these people are going to work with me. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I made the decision, and so everything else is going to fall into place. And so we're doing this Ruby Bootcamp Zoom with your team. So all of your rubies, there are people that are pushing Ruby. Like this chat is blowing up and I am so hype about it. So many people are working. So many people are posting their task list and they're doing all the things. And so we're doing that. This team, I freaking know that you can go diamond on this team because not only how many diamonds we have on our team already, but how easily our girls go diamond. Most of the time they just pop and pop and pop and all these people just come in and they're ready to do it. You have all the resources. We've got leader Zooms every single Monday that now you know you're expected to be on if you're on this Zoom. We have all the things. We've got Ruby Bootcamp, we've got Diamond Bootcamp, we've got all the things for you. And so you have everything that you need. And so this Sunday, surprise, Cami is speaking on our team Zoom on Sunday. We get a full hour just with Cami exclusively for our teams, which I'm so excited about. She reached out and we talked about it, and this Sunday was just the best time for us. So we get a full hour with just Cami. So if y'all have questions you want me to ask her or things you want me to have her go over, you can message me. But I wanted to honor y'all with that and just recognize all the things that y'all are doing. And so I want this to be the biggest amount of diamond promotions we've ever had after this month. I want every single one of you to know you can go diamond 110%. You have every single thing that you need. You have all the resources. You got your charts out. You're leading by example. You're getting up your max amount of post to post every single day. You're putting in the work. You're asking your leaders. You're texting Kate. You're texting me. You're texting Cheyenne. You're texting Kayla. You're texting Sarah. You're texting all the leaders. You're getting all that input. No reason why your E-Suite will not reflect all the work that you put in. But you've got to make that decision now, and you've got to keep making the decision, because there are going to be days that you wake up and you don't want to be a diamond. There are days that you wake up and you're like, shoot, I don't want to do anything today, but you made a decision. You made that decision for yourself and for your team. And so not only when you say you're going diamond, that's not just for you. That's for all of your team. That's you making that decision to say, I am going to pave the way for my future people. I paved the way for my leaders. They paved the way for their leaders. And now you're paving the way for the new generations of diamonds. Why do you think that on your reports, when you go diamond, everything is generation bonuses? Because every single layer is new generations, and y'all are the next generation of diamonds. And I think that is so powerful, because I want y'all to take a second, put it on gallery view, look around, look at all these people that are fighting the exact same fight as you. They are all pushing to say that they are a diamond leader. They are all pushing to say, I just made a full-time freaking income from this business, and I worked really, really hard for it. That's powerful. You're not in this alone. You're not pushing this fight alone. You are all doing this together. And so if you need help and you feel like for 1 second you're in this like fight with just like, oh, you're like, okay, I don't know what to do. You've got all these people here with you. So the next check-in we will have together, our Zoom is Wednesday, June 17th at 9 Central. Take your phone, set your alarm, Wednesday, June 17th at 9 Central. That is our next Diamond Huddle, our next Diamond Bootcamp Zoom. So on that 17th, guys, we're going to have a check-in, and we're going to say, okay, how is it going? What's your chart looking like? How close are y'all? What's your exact number? Every day I want you to update it. I want you to check in with your team, and we're going to see what is it that you're struggling with halfway through the month. And we're going to check in to make sure that you're staying on track. And so I expect to see all over 60 plus of you on here with your goals out. And so I want that to encourage you to where you're like, shoot, I can't get on the Zoom on the 17th and not have my ish together. Like, I got to have it together. And so I'm so excited for y'all. I'm so proud of you. Say thank you to all of our leaders that got on here and shared their hearts with you and shared their time with you, because I'm just here to tell you that, like, if all of these girls have made it to diamond and above, I think we have over 40 diamonds and above now, you too can be a diamond. But it ultimately comes down to how bad do you want it? What decisions are you willing to make? What sacrifices are you willing to make this month? What are the things that you are non-negotiable going to do this month to make sure that you cross the finish line as a diamond leader? So I want you to text your upline when you get off this and tell them how excited you are to go diamond. Send them your chart, ask them the questions that maybe you didn't get answered on this Zoom. Just tell them, just share your heart with them and just let them know how excited you are, because I'm so excited for each of you. We are also, I'm announcing our diamond, or our retreat. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but it may be double diamonds. It may be diamonds. It just depends on how it all works out, but I want you to be there. And so no matter what, non-negotiable, you have to be a diamond to go. And I know that so many of you on here are like, oh shoot, I'm not missing a retreat. Excuse me. So I'm excited. I love y'all so much. I'm so proud of you, and I hope this helped you so much. I will see y'all on Monday on our leader Zoom, and on the 17th for our next Go Diamond Bootcamp. Remind your teams about the Ruby Bootcamp tomorrow at 9 Central, but I love y'all so much, and I can't wait to hang out with y'all again. Bye guys.